Okay, perfect. We have Nicole here who just completed her 4-month program in the 3-month program. But Nicole absolutely blew us out of the water with her commitment and her results. And we're so proud of everything that you've done and the consistency that you've shown. And yeah, we're just all really proud. And so we are super excited to hear from you about your journey and everything that you've learned. So Nicole, if you don't mind kind of letting us know where you were at before starting the program.
So before I even knew about this program, I was struggling mentally, emotionally, physically. And I didn't really have what I thought was an unhealthy lifestyle. I didn't eat out much. I didn't eat what you would quote as like bad things, but I simply was not eating enough of the right foods, which was contributing to me not seeing results through all the different diets I was trying, like the keto and low carb, and here to find out I needed those carbs for energy. So I'm a busy working mom of 2. I work full time, and then I also run a small business on the side. So I was always putting everybody's health and their needs above my own. And I was just really running myself into the ground, tired all the time, battling headaches, migraines daily, stomach pains. And I just wanted to find something to help me feel comfortable in my own skin, to get healthier, to feel healthier from the inside out.
Yeah. Wow. Well, and you took the hard step by asking for help, by focusing on yourself. And that's not easy to do because you are such a giver. So that's the first step, that you went outside of your comfort zone. And that's hard to do. So once you put in all the work, because you did a lot of work, right? Transforming your health is not easy, and you were very committed. So what would you say was the biggest lesson that you learned, and just how you're feeling now after completing your program?
Just overall, the program in general just changed my whole overview on food, like my relationship with food, what I think of food. It's pushed me a little bit outside of my comfort zone of what I would pick when I go to the grocery store. And I found out that I really like certain things that you introduced me to. So that was really cool. I've learned about this amazing thing called intuitive eating and how to be mindful when making those, daily choices that we make every day. You wake up, you go to the fridge, like, what are you picking? Mm-hmm. The biggest thing I learned was, making a plan first, like making a list for your week, having a solid plan, following that plan has helped me tremendously through this entire process. By making the plans and sticking to them, they gradually, week after week, they just became routines. And by those routines occurring over and over again, they eventually turned into habits. And now these habits have just become like a way of life. And they also started rubbing off on my husband and kids. So they have changed a couple of their, I guess, like their bad habits that they have strayed away from. And I've noticed difference in my kids. And then my husband also lost a little weight too, just on the side of picking better choices and not eating his ramen noodles at like 11 o'clock at night. So yeah.
That's awesome. That's so cool that these have become lifestyle habits, and that you've rubbed off on your family too. That's amazing. So you mentioned, the headaches, the stomach pain, the fatigue. How have all of those things been since you focused on your health?
Yeah. So early on in the program, I watched the video that was posted in the group about gut health. And that was probably the most pivotal thing about this program for me, is because as a young child, I suffered from back-to-back ear infections, and they would just load me up with antibiotics. And I did not know this, but antibiotics can cause long-term effects, especially on your gut, causing leaky gut syndrome, which basically is just pores in the lining of your gut that allows toxins into your bloodstream, causing things like eczema, fatigue, all the things that I was experiencing, and like a light bulb went off and I was just like, oh my gosh. So I did research, and I was looking for foods to improve my gut. I got on a probiotic, started taking that as needed, per the recommendation on the bottle, and started eating more foods and drinking more things to just kind of like flush me out. So I would say about 3 months into the program and doing those things, my stomach pains have went away. I wasn't nearly as bloated. Now, mind you, we all eat things that don't agree with us. We have that lovely time of the month where we bloat. But outside of those things, my bloating has went down tremendously. I used to get stomach pains almost after every time I ate, whether it was a healthy meal, a greasy burger, just pain. And I think it was because of my gut health. So now that I've kind of gotten that straightened out, my eczema, I've suffered with eczema since I was a child. We had to get steroid creams when I was a kid. As I got older, it kind of cleared up on its own a little bit, but I still would get it seasonally. And summer is the prime time for me anyways. And I don't have a patch of eczema on my body at all, like none whatsoever. All gone. I get it really bad on my elbows, these like red patches all over my arms. So that getting rid of that alone has become, giving me more confidence to wear like short sleeve shirts, tank tops, bathing suits, to where, you normally would see those patches. And as far as the headaches would go, I think that was just not eating enough of the right foods, and staying hydrated. I mean, I started eating about 300 to 400 more calories a day. And you may be thinking like, what? That's a whole meal. But like, you have to fuel your body in order to give it energy to make it through the day, for one, and just fuel it the right way. So with doing my macros, the macro thing was completely overwhelming at first, but I promise it gets better. And that just goes along with the whole planning and like the routine thing again. So after getting that down and getting my meals down to, I guess, a science, and just knowing what certain meals would add up to my set amount of macros for the day, I've just noticed like my afternoon migraines were just disappearing little by little. And now every now and then I'll get like a sinus headache from like my allergies, or maybe I just did not get much sleep last night because my little one was up all night sick or something like that. But like actual things, not day-to-day activity. So yeah, my daily headaches were just slowly disappearing, and now I barely get them. So it's been life-changing, to say the least. I was really hesitant on taking the jump, but I'm really happy that I did. It's changed me from literally the inside out.
Wow, that is so cool. I mean, I think we go into a health journey always thinking about, the physical things, oh, I want to look a certain way, but we don't think about all of the other things, like, my headaches could be tied to this, or my eczema, or all of that. So that's so amazing. And that is honestly, if you have good health, like that is gold, and it's not as easy to come by, I think, as a lot of people, can see. So you mentioned you were hesitant to start. So what would you tell someone who's in the same boat that you were in, being a little hesitant of, devoting time, devoting money, energy, all of that to focusing on your health?
So when Ashley first reached out to me, I was just kind of in like a dark place, not like super depressed or anything, but I was just in a dark place as far as like, I would look in the mirror and I would just be like, I'm never going to change. This is just who I am. I had 2 kids. This is just how I'm going to be for the rest of my life. And I had a hard time accepting that. And I prayed about it. And then lo and behold, I got a message from Ashley saying, hey, like, do you want to check this out? And I was like, oh man, I don't know. And I just kept following her posts, and I'm like, wow, her energy is just amazing. Like, I need some of that positivity in my life. So aside from, this program doesn't only give you like a health and fitness journey, it helps you with like your mental health, with like your peers, like the positivity that you give off to others, it gets reciprocated back to you. So just everything as a whole just really made a difference. And so when I was first faced with this decision, do I give this a try? Because I've tried the whole, I don't want to throw out companies or brand names or anything, but I tried it all. Like, you name it, I'm gonna sit there and say, yeah, I paid the money, I tried it. And if you add all that up and you look at what you could invest in your life to actually change it, it is life changing. It's not just a diet. I wouldn't even call it like a program. It's not even that. It is a life changer. So if you're on the fence and you're not sure, I don't know if this is gonna work for me, just do it. Just give it a try. I swear you won't be disappointed. I had a little dark cloud in the back of my mind, just maybe it won't work. But I mean, it blew my expectations out of the water as far as the community, the support from all the coaches. And Jen, you're awesome. I couldn't do this without you. And also I wanted to touch on that, this is compatible with life. Unfortunately, my brother went through some rough health issues early on in the program. And then my grandmother passed away. I would say, I think it was 2 months into the program. And there were weeks that I was off track. I wasn't driving through a McDonald's drive-through every day, but I mean, there was times where I was just off track. I wasn't eating enough, wasn't drinking enough. Had a donut here and there because that's all they had at the hospital when my grandma was on the ICU. But I still had results. I had amazing results. I lost almost 20 inches off my body. And I lost about 13 pounds. So in a 4-month period, just the inches alone is mind blowing. So yeah, if you're on the fence, just know that your life will change. Regardless, you can put in, you can have weeks where you're not feeling up to it. You can get sick. I was sick, I think 3 times throughout the program. Jen, I feel like crap. What do I do? She's like, girl, you got this. Save your workouts for next week. And I did, but this is not just a program or another fad diet. It's a way of life. And it helps you analyze those hard times of how to get through those things and still be mindful and intuitive and be the best version of yourself. I mean, honestly, it's awesome.
Oh, wow. Well, that's so amazing to hear. And that makes me and everyone on the team so happy. And you're right. You did not have the easiest, life events during this time. And I think you are proof that you can lead a overall healthy lifestyle, even in the midst of, difficulty and stress as a busy mom and a business owner and, full-time employee. And so you've definitely, I think, been an incredible example of when you focus on yourself, when you do the work, things do become easier. And almost 2 feet of inches, that's incredible. And it's all a byproduct of the work that you've put in. So we, again, are amazed by you. You are such a light. And again, your energy, like you were saying, the energy you give out comes back to you. And you definitely are a light to the whole community. So we're so proud of you. And we know great things will come for you. And we are always here.
Yes, I'm definitely still going. Like I said, it's a way of life. So it's just, this is something that I'm going to take with me well into my 50s and 60s. I have and it's not, and that's the cool thing about it, is that you just don't start and stop. You learn so much within the program with all the coaches, their advice, their knowledge is endless, and you find things to keep you going. Just for everyday life. So yeah.
And now you're teaching the next generation with your kids as well. So you're passing it forward. So. You are. Well, Nicole, thank you so much. We really appreciate all of your kind words. And again, we're so proud of you.
Thank you.
righty. I stopped the recording. Awesome, girl. Thank you so